with these kids and I play, it starts to hurt. I have to stop. So you have to please understand that this is the real deal, and this is what we're trying to promote here, along with the education and all the good things that come along with being in band, is that we need to also continue to promote live music, because this is the one activity that no other animal on this planet can do. Only the human can. Only human beings can play musical instruments, be together in a band, and play music. So it's a very special thing. And that's just, if you already knew that, great. If you didn't, that's just, it's not an opinion, it's a fact. Okay, we are the only species on this planet that can do what you're about to hear. And it's not gonna be perfect, but please understand that it's not easy to do this, especially coming out of a pandemic. So we're gonna start with a little bit of a sheet that I put together that's based on the book that they use in class to learn how to read music. That's one area that we have to concentrate on, is the reading part. The other part is, how do you make a sound on this clarinet? What do I do? Because if you were paying attention to your kids at home, you probably heard some sounds that maybe made you question, what the heck are you doing? Is it supposed to sound like that, right? Because it's not easy, it takes practice. We spend a lot of time just teaching them how to sit down, put the instrument together. This is where your hands go. This is how it goes in your mouth. This is how you need to breathe. And then you blow and you make a sound. And our job is to try to get the clarinet, the trombone, the trumpet, the tuba, the percussion instruments to sound like the instrument that it is. A clarinet is not supposed to sound like a trombone. Clarinet has a clarinet sound. The trumpet has its trumpet sound, and so forth. Okay, so we will start with, just imagine we've spent about 6 weeks just with the very, very basic things that they needed to learn, continuing with the same kind of strategy into the second 6 weeks and into the third. But at some point we started to read music, and this is what you're gonna listen to. You're gonna listen to their sounds, and they're gonna demonstrate reading notes. I will introduce you to Mr. Perez right now. Mr. Perez is the one that has been conducting the group, but myself, Mr. Perez, and Ms. Balsinger, who's in the band hall right now, we've been involved with these kids every day in their classes, in their class period, and teaching them all the basics of how to be an instrumentalist. Okay, so this is Mr. Perez, and we will get started now. Thank you.
So this is the progression that we have. This is the page that was, the page that was put together from our book that we read from. A little bit of a demonstration. This is going to show the progression of how we go from the beginning of the semester to right now. After we're done with this page, we'll get to the concert part. Once we are able to play and move the notes together like this, then we throw them in the deep end. We throw them, here's a band song. So that's the first time that they start playing separately, but also together, which is they play the same rhythms, but different notes are happening at the same time. And it's always fun to watch them just get confused the first time they see it, or the first time they try it, because it's different, it's not the same. Yeah, so they read everything the same, just like you heard. Everybody's playing the same song, everybody's playing the same notes and moving together. But then you throw them something like a band song, like the one at the very end. The one at the very end has more notes in it happening at the same time. So we're gonna continue with the demonstration, and you'll see once we get to that, you see what I'm talking about. So this is a continued progression of our work during the semester.
I hope that you could hear that we started with pretty long notes called whole notes, and then they got a little smaller and a little smaller. And of course, the last line, those notes that we teach him, those notes you play one on each beat, they're called quarter notes. Okay, and so that was where you start to hear more rhythm, right? And they also started to change notes on every beat. So again, it's a progression, as Mr. Perez said. Next is up on the housetop. This is where like he was trying to explain earlier. Okay, so the kids have to start playing different parts. It's the same song, but the tubas, the trombones, and the baritones have something different than the trumpets. Okay, the flutes and the clarinets sometimes have something different than the trumpets. The trumpets are doing something else. Okay, so there's a lot of concentration involved here. Believe me, it's not easy to concentrate if you're not used to it and you start hearing all these different sounds coming at you. It's confusing unless you understand mechanically what's happening and what you're looking at on the page and how you're relating it to the overall sound and understanding that my part is this one and we are together on this beat. So when Mr. Perez is moving his hands, and some of you are like, well, we understand that. Yeah, but they don't, or they didn't, but they're starting to learn that this are the beats, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, and it's a pattern that never changes if it's in the same meter. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is the first full band arrangement, and this is up on the housetop. test. I do want to say also that I want to commend our percussionists in the back. We have 3 of them, and they started on bells. And when we decided, okay, we're going to go ahead and push through and see if we can have a concert, I told them that they were going to start playing the other percussion instruments, and they're doing a really good job. It's not easy to just throw them in there and just read the notes. They're basically, I think they've been doing the percussion stuff for about maybe for a month, maybe. And what I mean by the percussion, I'm talking about the drums, like the timpani. Angela was playing the timpani drums, which are those big drums in the back. And Lillian was playing the snare, and Michaela was playing the bass drum. And as you can see, now they switched. Okay, so they're all playing different instruments now. Okay, so I just kind of wanted to give them some props because they're playing all these different instruments now.
Just to add to that, we did start off the year with just one percussion. Take it off. We started off the year just with one, and then Lily started first, and she had a good head start, and then Angela joined in, and then Michaela joined in. All of a sudden, kids were coming in after school and say, "Hey, can I join band?" I'm like, "Sure." So we were, getting them in, as trying to build the program with as many kids as we can, and I'm grateful that they are really smart individuals, that they picked up everything very fast. So another hand for them. It's not easy. It's not easy. We even had some kids that came in, and one in particular just comes to mind. He started out the year in a different class, and then it was a while before he got into the beginner class, and now he's right there with everybody else. He fell behind. I think it wasn't until the second 6 weeks where he was finally into the right class, and then he just took off, man. So there are other latecomers in here that really took off, and so they also deserve another round of applause. Yeah, every one of these kids has worked very hard, and we have rehearsed, as you guys have known. Like if they were here showing up for the practices, it takes a long time to put this stuff together. It's not just all right, we got it, just one time we get it right and let's do it. No, it's trying to build consistency, trying to get them to play it right as many times as possible to have a really good and successful concert. And they did it well. They did it well this past 3 rehearsals after school. It was about 4.5 hours long, all combined. It wasn't one day. Their faces would fall off if it was that long. Here's their last song, which is Christmas Pastiche. You'll recognize the last song of it, and percussion is gonna have a few solos. Angela and Michaela, you're gonna have a few solos in there. But here's what I was talking about earlier. Here is the more complex song where more notes are happening at the same time. So here, hope you guys enjoy it. Very quick, take a picture.